Gentlemen, this is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It is not a study of the book itself as it is a study of how to apply the information in the book. I encourage you, if you've never read this book, go ahead and get it. What I am doing in each of these chapters is I am sharing with you what I learned out of it, how I applied it to my life, and how you can apply it to your life. For what reason? Dude, to think and grow rich, right? We are in this group, the Bold Brotherhood, because we want to build legacies for our family and others in our lives. So let's move on. Chapter 1 is about thoughts and things. For me, I identified three key themes in this particular chapter that really has to do with the power of mindset that we're going to study today. Number one, the power of persistence and desire. Number two, 3 feet from gold, the cost of quitting too soon. And number three, unlocking success, the power of the mindset. Let's start with the power of persistence and desire in our lives. I believe the story in chapter 1 about Edwin C. Barnes really encapsulates the idea of persistence and desire. This gentleman demonstrated an unwavering determination. And because of that, his dream became a reality. He was a young man and he wanted to be a partner with Thomas Edison, who was an older gentleman at this time. And he had nothing but obstacles in his way. This story in this chapter basically tells us that success requires more than desire. He had the desire, but it demands two things: steadfast commitment and persistence, even in the face of setbacks. And believe me, my friends, they are going to come. Barnes eventually triumphed because he had an opportunity to sell Edison's dictating machines. And this showed that opportunities often appear as challenges. And it's important for us to be able to recognize that. You do that by walking mindfully. We'll learn about how to apply this stuff in this chapter with a strong purpose and determination. Our aspirations, our dreams to create a legacy, this can become a tangible success. So let's dive deeper and answer this question. How can we apply the power of persistence and clear purpose to overcome obstacles so that we can turn our dreams into reality? Number one, define your purpose and stay focused. Okay, how do we do this? Number one, define your goal clearly. Write down your ultimate goal along with what drives you. Why does it matter? Keep it in a visible place as your daily reminder of your purpose. You've got to have a very clear, specific goal. I can't state this enough. A lot of times people will write things down, but they'll be too general and vague. Get as specific as you can. That's number one. Number two, after you've done that, visualize it daily. Spend 10 minutes a day working on this. Do you have to sit there and meditate for 10 minutes? No, I spend at least 5.5 minutes a day in part of my visualization of writing. I'll put my phone on 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't ask me why, just do it. And my timer, and then I'll sit down and I'll think about my dream and my goal, and I'll write it out, and I'll write my thoughts on it. And they'll always be different, but it helps me visualize my goal and reinforce my commitment, and reminds me of why I am pursuing it, because it brings me purpose and fulfillment in my life. And then number three, use the challenges that are going to come up as motivation. We are going to face obstacles. We know that. So if you need to, revisit that goal and purpose. Take 2 minutes and stop and just revisit it. Stay focused, and this will help you bounce back and stay resilient. Use these challenges as motivation to push you through your difficulties. This is how you define your purpose and stay focused. That's number one. After you define your purpose and stay focused, the second thing we do is we've got to have a mindset that we are going to embrace our obstacles as opportunities. Okay, how do we do that? First of all, we've got to reframe obstacles. When we face challenges, we got to remind ourselves that obstacles are part of the journey to success, and they're not there to hold us back. They can be opportunities for growth and improvement if we reframe and look that way. As we change our mindset to look at these things as opportunities for growth and improvement, then we learn to just reflect. We reflect and learn, because we're always going to be a student. We always want to get better. Each time we encounter a setback, take a moment and ask yourself, what can I learn from this if it's an opportunity for growth or improvement? How can this make me stronger? How can it make me smarter? Use these questions to gain insight. Slow down. Ask yourself questions. Journal. Write things down if you need to. This is step number 3. Document your insights. Write down what you've learned from the challenge. Build a habit by turning your setbacks into valuable lessons. Every time you have a setback, you're going to learn something, even if it's small. These things are important because we need to form habits of success, but a habit is nothing but small micro actions that you take on a daily basis, over and over and over. These will help you refine your approach in time, and every day you might learn something just to add to get a little better. So number 2 is embrace obstacles as opportunity. After you have embraced your challenges as opportunities, now it's time to take consistent, purposeful action. And how do you do that? Well, first, break down your goal. You're going to have a large goal, which is your dream. Break it down into smaller, manageable, maybe mid-range goals, and then break them down into daily and weekly tasks. That's the first thing you do. Now your plan's in place. Now you can commit second to daily action. Make a commitment to complete at least one small task every day. When you're planning your day, if this stuff is written down and planned, you're going to look at it and see, what can I do today to move forward? It doesn't matter how minor it is. It's going to contribute to the overall picture. And it's the consistent effort that's going to build momentum over time, because all these little actions build on one another. And it's a compounding effect creates this momentum that's going to take you toward your success. And as this takes place, my friends, we're going to say this over and over and over. You've got to celebrate your progress. Through these videos, you're going to see this pattern over and over. Break down your goals, commit to the daily action, and celebrate your progress. Acknowledge when you've reached certain milestones. Small achievements are important because they're showing progress, and that's what we want. We want progress that keeps us motivated and reminds us that each little step brings us closer to the ultimate goal. So that's how we answer that question. How can we apply the power of persistence and clear purpose to overcome obstacles and turn our dreams into reality? Okay, let's dive deep into the concept of 3 feet from gold, the cost of quitting too soon, and what I learned about this. There's a really good story in this chapter by a gentleman named R.U. Darby. He was searching for gold, and what happened is he gave up too soon and abandoned his search for gold, literally feet away from a huge vein of gold. Somebody else came in and made millions and millions of dollars on it. Listen, let us not forget in our lives, success often requires resilience. He did not have this. We need resilience and the ability to push through setbacks. That extra 3 feet is a setback. And a lot of the times the challenges are mental, right? Challenges and setbacks are part of the journey. And if you quit too soon, you lose everything. This story of R.U. Darby highlights the value of seeking expert advice and showing that persistence combined with knowledge can lead to significant rewards. So this leads us up to another question. So we're going to dive even deeper into this with a question like this to apply it to our lives. How can we, as gentlemen, build resilience and seek the right guidance so that we can avoid quitting just before we achieve success? Number 1, reframe setbacks as stepping stones. You're going to see a lot of repetition as you learn how to apply this stuff to your life, because this is how you do it. So how do you reframe setbacks as stepping stones? Well, okay, let's start. Reframe your setbacks. When you encounter a setback, remind yourself that it's an opportunity to learn and adapt rather than just react and quit. If you're living mindfully, you'll recognize this and be able to do this. Then slow down. Let's reflect on the challenge. Pause, write down 3 possible reasons for the setback. Is there a way to learn from this? Do I need to adapt? Is there a problem to solve? Do I need to get creative through this? This helps you understand the situation better. If you journal, I would use your journaling as part of this to reflect and slow down. Then the third thing is plan for progress. Identify one thing you can change or improve and outline a simple step that you can take to move forward. It could be something as simple as making sure you have eye contact. This builds resilience because you're figuring something out. You're not reacting and moving away, and boom, you are bouncing back. And this fosters naturally a mindset of continuous improvement. We're always trying to get better. We're not trying to be perfectionists, but we're always trying to see if we can improve and learn and grow. So that's number one. This is the first thing we do is reframe setbacks as stepping stone. After we have this mindset, the next thing we do, if we need it, is we will seek expert guidance, specifically when we feel stuck. So how do you do this? First, you've got to know who the experts are. Identify the experts. Think of at least a couple people in your field who maybe have more experience or have been more successful at navigating similar challenges that you're running into. After you've identified them, reach out to them, contact these people, and schedule a meeting or a conversation where you can say, hey, I'm going through this and I know you get this. Can you give me some advice or feedback? And then the third thing is, be open to their advice, right? Always be open to learning. Approach these discussions that you have with a willingness to learn from their experience. Maybe you won't always learn from them, but the idea is just being open. If you're open, this can help you avoid mistakes and stay focused on your goals. So these are the 3 things you do to be able to seek expert advice when you feel stuck. And the third thing you want to do is you want to commit to see things through. Number 1, make that commitment. Decide that whenever you feel like giving up on a goal, you're going to take one more action before you decide to quit. So you don't quit, say, no, I'm going to do a couple more things. Then I'll come back and maybe think about it, which you're probably not going to. That's number 1. Make the commitment. Number 2, explore solutions. When facing difficulties, consider seeking advice, try new strategies, or reassess your approach. Our growth takes place in solving problems, learning to adapt, and being creative in how we do things. You're supposed to have these problems so you can put these things in practice. This is what growth is. That's why you explore solutions. And then as you come up with them, the third thing is stay persistent. Develop the habit of pushing through temporary setbacks. And remember, every setback is temporary because you are going to discover if success is just around the corner. That, my friends, is cool. And these 3 actions is how we answer the question, how can we build resilience and seek the right guidance to avoid quitting just before we achieve success? The third point we want to dive into that I learned from chapter 1 is unlocking success and how the power of the mindset is so important in unlocking our personal success. Here's what I learned about the power of the mindset. When we're thinking about our legacy, right? Well, achieving our success starts, first of all, with a shift in our mindset. We've got to be focusing on a clear purpose and have that positive mental attitude rather than just working hard. Working hard is just not going to do it. So this is where we start. And it's our belief system and it's our perceptions of life that play a crucial role in shaping how we particularly as individuals, view success and view failure. If we can broaden our outlook, we can help overcome our self-imposed limitations that we all have. So we're going to focus on our belief systems and on our perceptions of things because this is going to help us move those walls that we've created for ourselves out farther and farther and farther. My friends, a success-oriented mindset will empower each of us men to turn our thoughts literally into actions. And we are going to create opportunities for ourselves. setting the stage to achieve every goal we could possibly dream of. So now that brings up a question. We want to dive even deeper. So let's answer this question. How can we, as men, apply a success focused mindset and a positive belief system in our daily lives so that we can overcome these limitations that we've set for ourselves and achieve our goals? Okay, the first thing we do is we develop a clear purpose. Not only that, but we've got to affirm it daily because we got to stay focused. Remember, we got this fight against the rat race that wants to distract us. So how do we do this? Okay, first of all, write a purpose statement. And this is clearly defining your goals and the reasons they matter. This is so important. And make it, you guys, when you write this out, make it concise. I'm going to say this over and over through these videos because a lot of us do things too generally and not concise enough. A lot of times we do this because we just don't believe in ourselves. So number one, write a purpose statement. Number two, read it daily. Every morning, I have a morning routine, a morning ritual. I do this. I read with purpose a statement that I have written. I read it out loud and it reinforces my commitment and focus. I even have music that I put behind. And the third thing, stay aligned. Let your purpose guide your actions and your decisions. You have a purpose. How on a daily basis are you going to do things so that you can day by day bring it to life? And you really need it when you face challenges that are going to come all the time. This thing is going to motivate you. This thing is going to keep you on track. That's why it's so important. So number one, develop a clear purpose and affirm it daily. The second thing you can do is challenge your limiting beliefs and expand your perspective of things. You guys, identify a limiting belief that you have. Choose a negative thought or belief about maybe your potential or your abilities. Once you identify this, the second thing you do is create a positive affirmation. Replace the limiting belief with a positive statement, something like, I have the skills and determination to succeed. I know that's general, but it's just using it as an example. This is where you start because you want to build a new belief and a new mindset, and it starts by building synaptic patterns. So every day, you focus by, okay, I'm gonna write out this affirmation and I'm gonna say this daily over and over and over, and I'm gonna think this over and over and over. And that brings us to number three, which is practicing daily repetition. For the next 30 days, repeat the positive affirmation to yourself each day. It will help you rewire your mindset and build confidence. Remember, ultimately, with all these little actions, we are going to build new habits and routines in our life that are going to be the things that we want so that we are acting with intention and purpose in our life to bring our legacy to existence. So that's number two. That's how you challenge your limiting beliefs and expand your perspective. Third thing we do is we want to cultivate a positive mental attitude. How do we do that? 3 simple practices. Number one, practice gratitude daily. You guys, I do this 2 or 3 times a day. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for. When I walk the dog, the part of the day that I've already lived, I'm pondering. I'm saying, you know what? I'm thankful that I got to experience this and I got to do that. This is how you start cultivating a positive mindset. Second thing you do, visualize positive outcomes. You have to make a choice to do this. A lot of times in the past, we pondered or entertained thoughts. Remember, our thoughts are usually visual in our head. We pondered and entertained negative thoughts. Make a choice to visualize positive outcomes of things. This is a conscious decision you have to make. Identify one positive outcome you want and envision it for the day. Write it down how it's going to happen. This will help you start building these memories. And then the third thing you can do is set that tone for success. Reflect on your gratitude. Envision your outcomes, throughout the day. This will reinforce the positivity that you're trying to build in your life. And it's going to open yourself up to new opportunities because your perspectives on things are going to change. So, my friends, this is how we answer the question, how can we apply a success-focused mindset and positive belief systems in our lives daily so we can overcome limitations and achieve our goals. So, my friends, Chapter 1, in summary, presents a powerful framework for success, highlighting that desire and persistence are essential to our lives. Resilience is vital when we face challenges so we can bounce back, and mindset transformation is the key to everything. By embracing these principles, we can cultivate our thoughts and actions so that we can achieve our aspirations or our dreams and build our legacy so that we can shape our own destinies. If you haven't read Chapter 1 yet, or you've read it, it's been a while, reread it, my friends. Okay, that is the end of Chapter 1 of Think and Grow Rich. Next video is about Chapter 2, which is all about desire. Desire is the starting point of all our achievements. Your legacy that you want to build, it starts with desire.